guys, it's Chanel, and today I'll be going over my food system and my water system for on trail on the PCT this year in 2020. So first of all, I will be using two different types of food system, or cook systems, I'm sorry, for the PCT. One will be more for the southern parts of California and the desert, and possibly even more into Oregon and Washington depending on the temperatures outside. And my other will be another part for the Sierras and where it's really cold and I want something extra warm to eat at night and drink in the morning for my coffee. So my first system that I will be using is a cold soaking jar. So I will be cold soaking my food in this Talenti jar here most of the trail. So this thing comes in at a total weight of, the jar itself is 53 grams and the spoon inside is 7 grams. So super lightweight. So I will be cold soaking most of my food for most of the trail, and I will be eating it directly out of here. So an hour or so before I need to set up camp, I will be putting my food in here, filling it up with water, and letting it soak for the rest of my trip into my campsite, so that there's time for all the food to rehydrate properly, and it'll be ready by the time I'm setting up camp and ready to eat. That way I don't have to sit around camp waiting for my food to soak. So this will be my first cook system for the trail. And I mean, the food isn't that great, but you get used to it. The food that I'll be soaking in this can be either cooked with a stove or it can be cold soaked, so I don't really mind either way. And now for when I get to the Sierra Nevada and up north where I might possibly get some more colder temperatures, possibly in Washington, depending on what time of the year I get there. So that'll depend entirely on how fast I can hike and how often I stop, take zeros, and that kind of stuff. So my second cook system is a stove. So this is the GSI Outdoors Soloist Cook Set. So this is a pot and it comes with a lid, and it also comes with, on the inside, which is, what's going on here? There you go. So it comes also with a little, like a little cup and a mug, and it has a little sleeve on it, so when you have something hot in here, you're not burning yourself when you're holding it. And also, this lid also acts as a lid for this, and it has a little spout so you can drink your hot liquids in here and keeps your coffee nice and warm with the cover on. So you just sip on it like this. And the other thing I like about this setup is when this is on like this, the lid has, I don't know if you can see that, has little holes in there, and you can use it as a strainer. So what I do is I turn it however you're going to be using it, and then I have the little holes right there, and you can pour out the excess liquid if you're making things like spaghetti or I don't know, whatever you're cooking and there's too much water, so you can pour it out. And everything fits inside this pot once I have everything packed in here. So again, this is the, oh, here it is. It's the GSI Pinnacle Soloist, and this comes with the mug itself, the little cook, the little bowl, I guess, or cup, and in here there's measurements for water so you know how much water you're using. And I will be using this with my MSR Pocket Rocket 2. This little stove is awesome. I've used this many times, and it's really tiny, and it's perfect for cooking your food on. And I'm sure you've seen this on other people's channels, and people make a lot of reviews on this, and it works really great. And for this, this will be paired with either one of these small tanks or a bigger one. I'm not sure which one I'll be bringing yet, or which ones I'll be sending myself. I don't know how much I will be using. I might start off with this large one just in case, so I don't run out of fuel while I'm in the Sierras. And if I find that it's too much, I might switch over to the small guys. But for demonstration purposes, this pocket rocket goes right on top here, and you just screw it on. And just like that. And then when you have your pot, so you got your food in there, it sits perfectly on there. And then there's this little nozzle, and you can adjust how strong your flame is with that. And to light it, you just turn it on. Turn it on. And there it is. So yeah, you can adjust how you want your flame. Turn off, you just screw it all the way back. And it's that simple. So when I'm packing up, I just take my pot, my mug, or my cup, or mug, and then it has my pocket rocket and my lighter in there. And then I just put that in there, take the lid, and if I have like a bandana or something, I'll stick that in there that I use to clean up my pot with. But that's put away and I don't really want to dig it out. Anyways, so the handle actually doubles as a stop, so nothing will fall out. And that is my cook system. So when you're looking at these two cook systems side by side, obviously this one is a much lighter. So this will save me a lot of weight in the desert section, and especially when I'm starting off and just getting ready and used to hiking every day and having a certain amount of weight on my back. This will be perfect, and I don't necessarily need to have hot food at night. I'm okay with having room temperature food, but when it comes to the Sierras, this will be perfect. It'll keep you nice and warm and toasty at night, and in the morning it'll help you warm up with hot coffee and hot oatmeal. But this is a lot heavier to carry and a lot bigger, takes up a lot more room, but it is worth it to have in the colder areas. And now I'll talk about how I will be storing my food in the areas where they don't require bear canisters. And that is in this WFS pouch. This pouch is quite heavy, but it is waterproof, and it's a roll top, and it fits a lot of food in here, even though I probably won't need to fill this thing all the way. Here you can see exactly how big that is. It's not even halfway full with stuff. And so this rolls up, or rolls down I guess, and there's a little clip, and it's great for hanging into the tree in areas that require it, and so little critters don't get inside your food and eat your food and put holes in your gear. And also this bag, which weighs a total of it's quite heavy. It's 174 grams. Well, it's quite heavy for a food bag, but it is waterproof, and in the past I've used this to collect water in, because we were camping in a spot where the creek was way down a steep hill, and so we filled this thing up full of water, towed it back up the hill, and we were able to filter out our water, use it for cooking, and also this could be used for maybe washing some stuff on trail if you need to, if you absolutely need to, or giving yourself a little trail bath. You fill this up with water and you can bathe real quick with it. I don't know. So whatever you need it for, it is waterproof and it does hold water if you want to use it for that if you need to, but it is just going to be my food bag for the majority of the trail. And now once I get to Kennedy Meadows South, I will need to send myself my bear canister for my food, so I will be switching out from this, sending this back home, and we'll be switching to my my bear can, which will be this guy. And this guy's pretty big. It's the Bear Vault 500. I will go over this in another video, but this is what I'll be using for that area. Up until I think is Kennedy Meadows North is where I can get rid of it. But I'm not quite sure on that. So yeah, that's what I'll be using for that. And now also another really important part while I'm on trail is going to be water. And water, it will be the thing that I will be thinking of constantly to make sure I have enough and knowing where my next water source is. And the items that I will be using for collecting my water and storing my water are so for filtering my water, this thing works great. I've used it many times. It's perfect. really easy to use, and the flow rate's pretty good on this one. But the Sawyer's Mini is a little too small, and the flow rate it kind of sucks, to be honest. So definitely, if you're going between, if you're on the fence between either one, get the squeeze. It's much better. And for my water storage, I have a couple things that I'll be using. I will be using these smart water bottles. These ones are each 1 liter. So right there, that's 2 liters. And then I will also have maybe 2 other small ones, or maybe I will get a couple bigger ones also. But so for the Sawyer product, you can use these Life Waters and the Smart Waters, and they're compatible with the Sawyer. So that means you can screw these on directly, and they fit. So I prefer the sports caps, so that's why I bought these guys. And this one's gonna fit nicely up here, and because this is gonna be way too big to carry on my shoulder strap. So this is what I will be drinking from. So between my 4 water bottles, I have 2 liters and then 2 700 milliliters. So just about 3.5 liters, I think, right? And then I will also be using this Knock water bladder, and this thing is awesome. I have not yet used it, but do I know how to open it? Yes. So this is a water bladder, and it opens up from the top, and this makes it so much easier to collect your water in your stream, or if there's not a lot of flow, you can like scoop it up real nicely. The Sawyer ones only have, the ones that come with the Sawyer squeeze, they only have a little opening like this, and it's hard to scoop up water when there's not a lot of water in where you're collecting it from. So it's not very efficient, it takes a long time. So I'll be using this with my Sawyer squeeze to filter water. And to do that, I will just take this, screw that on there, and once this is filled with water, I can squeeze it and the water would come directly out, and I will be able to put it into one of my water bottles. And also, once I've filtered out my water, I will fill this back up with dirty water, or water that I have not yet filtered, and have that as my backup. So I will have unfiltered water in here. I will not use this for fresh water. And then only my fresh, clean water will go into my bottles. Okay, so between this Knock water bladder, my 2 1 liter smart water bottles, and these 2 700 milliliter Life water bottles, I will have a total of 5.4 liters of water. So I might upgrade one of these into another 1 liter, just so I can have a little extra storage, especially for the desert section. I'm not sure how much water we're gonna have out there this year, so I want to be safe and not run out of water. So that is my water system. So thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate you guys sitting through this and let me explain what I will be using on the PCT for my water and my food system. So feel free to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out any videos I will be releasing out in the future. And thank you, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!